Following the success of my What Happened to the Jackdaw video, people have been asking me to do a video about what happened to the Aquila and what happened to the Morrigan. To the latter I complied, but I never really did a video about the Aquila. So in this video we're going to be talking about what happened to the Aquila after the events of Assassin's Creed 3. Just to play it safe, I wouldn't rely on this video being spoiler free, so if you don't want any spoilers for Assassin's Creed 3 or any other Assassin's Creed game, your best bet would be to watch this video after you've played all the games. Consider that your potential spoiler warning now. The Aquila was an assassin frigate that served the Colonial Brotherhood as the flagship throughout the latter half of the 18th century. With the assassin sailor Robert Faulkner at the helm, it came to be feared as the ghost of the North Seas, due to its ability to strike from the cover of fog before disappearing. Post her restoration, the Aquila underwent several upgrades: an improved rudder for sharper turns, a naval ram, and 60 main cannons, 30 on each side. That on top of the swivel guns on the weather deck made for a very powerful ship. During the American Revolutionary War, the Aquila was captained by the colonial assassin Radun Hagaden, otherwise known as Connor or Connor Kenway, with Robert Faulkner as his first mate. Under their command, the Aquila aided the Colonial Brotherhood in their naval missions, for example being used to help eliminate the Continental Army captain and Templar Nicholas Biddle. The Aquila also patrolled several trade routes along the East Coast and Caribbean Sea, engaging in multiple privateer contracts. Another crucial moment in the Aquila's history was its involvement in the Battle of Chesapeake, where it played a crucial role in the French victory. It is known that Connor loaned the Aquila to his apprentices for various contracted missions. For example, the ship was present at the Battle of Gloucester in 1775 and the Frederica naval action of 1778. She also aided Caesar Rodney in holding control of the Delaware River. Nothing is known about the Aquila's activities after the American Revolutionary War. So what happened to it? The most likely case is it continued to aid the Colonial Brotherhood in their naval pursuits, since we know it aided the Colonial Brotherhood throughout the latter half of the 18th century, which probably encompassed the just over 16 years between the end of the American Revolutionary War and the end of the 18th century. So we can imagine that the Aquila still served the Colonial Brotherhood until at least the year 1800. But what I found weird was that there's no canon material explaining what happened with the Aquila after the events of Assassin's Creed 3 at all. And usually there's something. Ubisoft can't help themselves but make a comic or something involving that, and although there have been a couple about Connor, none of them involve the Aquila. So, fitting its nickname yet again, the Ghost of the North Seas appears to have just vanished. The more I think about it, the more I want to believe that the Aquila just vanished, because we know absolutely nothing about its use after the events of Assassin's Creed 3. Usually there's at least something, because like I said, Ubisoft can't help themselves with comics and things. And since the Aquila has the fearsome nickname of the Ghost of the North Seas due to its ability to vanish under the cover of fog, it wouldn't be surprising for the ship to meet its end by just disappearing. But how would the Aquila disappear? Well, we know that the Aquila went to the Caribbean every now and then, which probably means it went to the Caribbean at some point after the events of Assassin's Creed 3 as well, provided that the circumstances are right. But in order to get to the Caribbean Sea, the Aquila would either have to give a massive wide berth, or it would have to pass through the area known as the Bermuda Triangle, an area that is notorious for the vanishing of ships, planes and etc. And although it's debated whether or not the Bermuda Triangle actually holds any significance, multiple aircraft and ships have vanished in this area under mysterious circumstances. And I mean, it is hard to draw a connection there because it is 500,000 square miles of sea, but the Bermuda Triangle actually has a page on the Assassin's Creed wiki, so it does hold some significance in the Assassin's Creed universe. Most interestingly, it says that during the early 21st century, Abstergo Industries sought to uncover the Bermuda Triangle's origins, which were connected to the Isu. And just like in real life, it's notorious for aircraft and ships to have mysteriously disappeared over the years. So the Bermuda Triangle could be relevant to this investigation, as it's relevant and exists within the universe and has significance more than just coincidence. So if I were to provide a theory regarding the Aquila and the Bermuda Triangle, I'd say that if anything happened, Connor probably lent his ship to one of his assassin recruits, and on that mission the ship and all crew just went missing along with Robert Faulkner. Because I mean, we don't know when Faulkner died, we don't know what happened to him after the events of Assassin's Creed 3 either, and I don't imagine him leaving the Aquila while some random assassin apprentice goes on a naval expedition. Although by this point, Robert Faulkner could very well be dead. In which case, the ship probably just went down, went missing in the Bermuda Triangle or whatever. This is my only theory about how the Aquila might have met its end that isn't completely boring. But it's entirely possible that the Aquila could still be knocking about somewhere, probably abandoned and in disrepair. Maybe it remained in service until it was decommissioned or scuttled or something. But if I were to buy into a theory that I really like something that was really interesting about the Aquila, I'd say the Bermuda Triangle probably had something to do with it. Since we know that area does have relevance in the Assassin's Creed universe, it might add an example and help flesh out that piece of information and lore. And considering we know absolutely nothing about the ship after the events of Assassin's Creed 3 and its first mate after the events of Assassin's Creed 3, it's entirely possible that something like this could have happened. But nothing here is concrete, it's just a theory that I managed to throw together. But please do let me know what you think about this down in the comments section. Give me some of your theories, because obviously mine won't be the only one. And thank you all so much for watching, I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to go ahead, leave a like, subscribe, share, comment. Follow me on Twitter and Snapchat and things like that, that'll be sweet and cool. And I will see you all in another video at some point.